following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and our future. Happy Monday, happy Bastille Day. How are you? My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 14th day of July 2025. It's a hot week up here, so we probably won't be with you Wednesday, at least during the day. Thursday and Friday are the plans, depending on how much this building bakes between now and then. Speaking of hot baking, the American League is red hot. There are 5 teams with a chance to win it. The Red Sox aren't going anywhere. The Yankees, we expect to win it all by the end. There's no guarantee that they're going to win it all. The White Sox, the Tigers, and the Indians are all right there, too. In fact, I think the Tigers are in first place. The season ends September 30th. In fact, when we show you the standings in about 20 minutes or so, you're going to see elimination numbers for the first time, because that's where we are. We are right at the end of it. So the National League, it's a 14-game spread between the Dodgers and the Braves, and really, that's over. The American League is a 5-team high noon shootout, and so that's primarily what we're going to focus on. First of probably 3 this week, it is the Indians and the Yankees next from the big old ballpark in the Bronx. As Retro Sports Network presents, John Alexander, how are you? Major League Replay 1956. Today, from the big Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, it is the New York Yankees and the Cleveland Indians. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find Dave today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. As Dave starts year number 7 of the show, believe it or not. Anyway, it is a warm day, a warm Wednesday afternoon in New York. 81 degrees, clear skies, no wind. That cigar smoke coming from the box seats, going straight up. Tom Sturdivant gets the call for New York. Sturdivant is 6-5. He's got 6 more starts after this, with a 4.13 ERA. He is 26 years old. He throws a fastball at 87 and a fly ball pitcher. His last time out was 5 days ago against the Orioles, where he threw a 3-hit shutout. He also has a 4-hit shutout on his dance card against the Tigers. Against the Orioles on the 18th, 9 innings, 130 pitches, a 3-hitter. He walked 2 and struck out 5. Overall for Tom, the Snake is thrown 98 innings, 94 hits, 49 runs, 45 earned. He has allowed 14 homers. He's walked 22 and struck out 66. The Indians line up like this. Bobby Avila leads off at second. Gene Woodling in left will bat second. Al Smith in center field goes third. Al Rosen, future Yankee GM, cleans up at third. Preston Ward, the 1956 winner of the Al Red Sox fan lookalike contest, is at first. He'll bat fifth. Rocky Colavito is in right. He'll go sixth. Jim Hegan behind the plate batting seventh. Chico Carrasquel down to 8th in the lineup at short. And Early Wynn gets the call, batting 9th. Greg's friend. Actually got to hear some Early Wynn in a Blue Jay highlight video I watched over the weekend. Tom Sturdivant, by the way, can give you 135 pitches. For the Yankees, here's how the Yankees set up defensively. Hank Bauer, a 4 and a 5 in left. Mickey Mantle, an 8 and a 9 in center. Norm Seaburn is in right for this one. He is a 3 and a 3. Andy Carey is a 5 at third. Gil McDougald, a 7 and a 10 at short. Billy Martin back at second. He's a 6 and a 9, and Bill Skowron a 6 at first. Yogi Berra, a 10 and a 9 behind the plate. And Sturdivant, don't let that 2 deceive you. This isn't Strat. He is a 2 with a .923 fielding percentage. How you doing? 4 votes, all Indians. Yep. Oh, someone voted for the Yankees as soon as you said that. Greg, Barbara, Parallel League, how are you? Avila stepping in at 212, 6 homers, and 32 RBI. This is game 117 for Cleveland. And believe it or not, 120 for the Yankees. So the Yankees have 34 left after this. They are 65 and 54. Sturdivant starts the ball game with a walk. At one point, I thought the Yankees, in the last month or so, were just going to kind of take command, but it really is. I mean, the Red Sox, I thought, were also going to fade, but they have now chopped it to under 5. Gene Woodling at 279, 10 homers, and 36 RBI. Bert, how are you? You voted for the Yankees. That's all right if you did. Mr. Howard, how are you? Hope you are well. Throw to first, and Avila is back. Pitch to Woodling. Struck him out first for Sturdivant in 0-2. Got him swinging for Al Smith at 256. 5 homers and 46 RBI. Where is the Dodger button? The Schaefer beer sign is a classic. Yep. Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one. There. You got me to sing already. 1 out. Al Smith at the plate. Al has an 11-game hitting streak. There is no Dodger button. You missed it. We did them the other day. Again, another throw to first. And Avila's back. They'll go home for Smith. That's into right center. Mantle and Seaburn. And Nam will make the catch. And Avila goes back to the bag. Seaburn makes a sliding catch, as a matter of fact, on the turf. Caught one of those potholes. This would be the first year the Giants played at Yankee Stadium. And they would go pretty much down the third base line. So if you see probably from Monument Park out there to where the auxiliary scoreboard is in left center and towards the first base bag. Al Rosen at 276, 14 homers and 65 RBI. If I had sung the jingle, you would have not heard you. You would not have heard it. I've made a small YouTube fortune in not being able to sing. Pitch to Rosen is a throw down to second, and Avila has his 12th steal. Well, I wasn't going to throw over there again. Bobby teased, he teased, and finally went. And a 1-ball count, 2 out for Rosen. Sturdivant deals, and Al drew the walk, so it doesn't matter. Dog walked, and goats are fed before the heat hits. How hot is it supposed to be? You guys don't get a lot of heat. It's supposed to be 95-ish on Wednesday again. Preston Ward at 264, 5 homers and 21 RBI. Avila on second, Rosen on first, 2 out, top the first. Sturdivant deals. That's into center. Mantle going back. Mickey waits and makes the catch, and the Indians threaten but do not score. No runs, no hits. They leave on 2 after half an inning, no score. Aaron, good luck to every team playing the Yanks. Poor Bert. You would think that with the amount of Yankee fans out there, there'd be a lot of you watching. There really aren't. Early win. Gus is 36, making his 27th start of the replay. 15 and 10 with a 3.18 ERA. He is a Bugs Bunny fastball pitcher at 81 and a ground ball pitcher. The 1959 Cy Young Award winner. Imagine winning that at 39. Last pitched against the Athletics on the 18th, so 4 days ago. Took the loss in a 9-5 drubbing. 5 1/3, 116 pitches, 13 hits, 9 runs, 7 earned. He walked 1 and struck out 4. The Yankees beat him on July 31st. Oh, by the way, 7-3. Early has thrown 204 innings, 179 hits, 82 runs, 72 earned. He's allowed 20 homers. He's walked 55 and struck out 119. He'd be pushing 100. That's hot. John rooting for the Indians. It was fever pitch, Greg says, in Toronto yesterday as temperatures reached 98.6. That song always runs through my head when I'm done being sick because it's always good to have it back again. Here's how the Yankees line up. Hank Bauer leads off in left. Gil McDougald at short will bat second. Mickey Mantle in center going third. Yogi Berra cleans up behind the plate. Billy Martin at second batting fifth. Bill Skowron at first goes sixth. Norm Seaburn in right batting seventh. Andy Carey at third batting eighth. Sturdivant on the mound goes ninth. Early win can get you 130 pitches. Cleveland defensively, Al Rosen a 5 at third. Carrasquel a 6 and a 7 at short. Avila a 6 and a 6 at second. Ward is a 4 at first. Gene Woodling a 6 and a 3 in left. Al Smith a 4 and a 6 in center. And Rocky Colavito is a 6 and a 9 in right. Jim Hegan a 9 and an 8 behind the plate. Win an 8 on the mound with a .955 fielding percentage. Heat broke in Ohio, 80 and overcast. It was overcast this morning. Oh, Dave, how are you? Big Dave, how you doing? At least the Yankees don't have to change their name. That's true. It's not supposed to cool off until Friday and pour. You got more fires, right? Bauer at 244, 18 homers and 68 RBI. Wynn starts his afternoon with a walk. How you doing, Mike in the truck? So a full count, missed wide. I'll bring up McDougald. Gil at 292, 4 homers and 26 RBI. Wynn deals. And he struck him out. McDougald chased a 1-2 fastball, 1 out. For Mickey Charles, Mantle hitting .329, 40 homers and 104 RBI. If you're from the South, the Yankee name offends. If you're from New England, the Yankee name offends too. Pitch to Mantle. Mickey swings. That's in the center. Nope, that's going to be a little looper, and Avila made the catch. He cut it off. He dove and made the catch. 2 out for Yogi Berra, hitting .289, 25 homers and 84 RBI. It's a great Rocky and Bullwinkle where they touch upon the Civil War, and one of the characters will correct them every time it's mentioned all the war between the states. Pitch to Berra. Yogi hits a ground ball to third. Rose and waits. Goes the long way to Ward. Yogi still can motor, and Yogi is out on a bang-banger. So the Yankees threaten but do not score. No runs, no hits. New tongue, Ron. And they leave on a man after 1, no score. So Colavito, Hegan, and Carrasquel to face Sturdivant here in the second. Rocky, since being recalled, overall .259, 15 homers, and 35 RBI. Struck him out. Sturdivant got him on a full count change. 1 out. Got to look. And Mike in the truck, if you did not know, has reconfigured every Super Bowl season. That second season has not released. So you get the lion's share of those seasons absolutely for free if you're on Facebook. Tremendous gift to the community. Jim Hegan at 205, 7 homers and 27 RBI. Sturdivant deals, and there is a base hit. Or is that going to... Yep, that will drop in front of Seaburn. And so the Indians have their first hit. Kids today don't get the fun of watching all those violent cartoons. I just thought they were silly. Chico Carrasquel at 240, 13 homers and 54 RBI. Yeah, the championship matchups. So you can play all the Super Bowls. Or we're not supposed to say that. NFL championship. The championship of American professional football. There. How's that? Pitch to Carrasquel. There is a looper to left. Will that drop in front of Bauer? It will. Hank cuts it off. Runners on first and second. 1 out for early win. Early, a good hitter, at least in the replay, hitting 324 with 6 RBI. How you doing, Dave? By the way, I did take advantage of the Strat Windows game sale and picked up last year's football game. We'll figure out how to work with the pink images for 28 bucks. Normally 70. Got it for 28 today. And that came with the 23 season. Pitch to win. Early swings. That's a ground ball to McDougald. Martin for 1. Billy pivots, throws to first for 2. So a 6-4-3 double play. The Tribe threaten but do not score. 2 hits. They leave on 1. Bottom 2. No score. For those of you not aware, the CBC in Toronto owns the only original copy of Super Bowl IV. I had it before. It doesn't really like my graphics card. If you like Strat football, it is a very good solitaire opponent. And my thought was, if I pick it up now, I know there's going to be a Windows roster sale in the near future. I'll grab a few for that. Now, the reason why so much of the CBC exists, as far as their archives and stuff. Billy Martin at 246, 8 homers and 36 RBI. Pitch to Billy is a base hit, pass short in the left field. Woodling will pick it up. It took a hard hop where the Giants were practicing. And so that's the first Yankee hit for Skowron, hitting 279, 14 homers, 5 triples, really, and 54 RBI. Back in the days before satellites were used to carry programming, which is not, well, actually I think most of it, Mr. Mike, is done through fiber backhauls now, isn't it? Anyway, to get programming out to the Yukon and the territories, they had to film it and then fly it out to Yellow Horse and those, because the technology, they did not have the phone lines or the coaxial cable to get it up there. Canada is a huge country, and that's why a lot of those things exist, including the entire 1965 World Series. If you watch those on YouTube or on MLB.com, they are the kinescopes, and you can tell because when they do the opening, it's all brought to you by Chrysler Canada. We won't steal Martin. Pitch to Skowron is a base hit right center. Calavito will cut it off. Martin will not go to third. He'll hold up. First and second now for... That was a poor play by Calavito. Back to Toledo for you. Norm Seaburn hitting 125. No homers and 8 RBI. Yellowknife and Whitehorse. A lot of TV shows were recorded on videotape. Then the videotapes were recorded over because it was expensive. Yeah, it's like $100 an hour. That money, not today's money. But not before filming the playback of the programming when projected on a screen. There are episodes of The Twilight Zone that are like that, and even some of the early episodes of British TV shows, The Avengers. Yep. I don't know if any of you are Doctor Who fans out there. Pitch to Seaburn. There is a ground ball to Carrasquel. They might get 2. Avila for 1, but Seaburn's going to reach as there is no throw. 1 out. Runners on the corners for Andy Carey, hitting 253, 6 homers, and 60 RBI. It just was prohibitive to save those tapes. No one thought about archiving it. Pitch to Carey is a fly ball to right. Calavito over in the corner. Rocky waiting. I think he's going to get there. It's foul, and somebody from Jersey City made that catch. 0-2 the count. Wynn delivers. And that's a hard ground ball to Avila. This might be 2. It hit the runner. It hit the runner. So Carey is safe. Seaburn gets plunked. Runners on the corners and 2 out for the pitcher, Sturdivant, hitting 176 and 3 RBI. The ball is dead. as soon as it hits the runner. So Carey gets the cheapy single, and the run does not score, but the Indians don't get the chance to turn two. How you doing, Andy? Fiber extensions versus satellite or microwave, which is how we used to do it on the East Coast. It's how we got WPIX 11 New York through most of the Northeast, was through microwave. Anyway, pitch to Sturdivant, struck him out, and the Yankees do not score. Wynn struck him out with a changeup. No runs, 3 hits. The Yankees have left on 3. We go the third, no score. Oh, you're welcome. We always try to find something to talk about here. So it turns out, because the BBC, again, it's expensive. The reason why there aren't a lot of older game shows that were recorded, because, again, this stuff was $100 an hour and could be reused over and over and over again in good quality. So years later, fans of Doctor Who clamored to see a lot of the first Doctor, which I believe was from 63 to 68. William Hartnell played the first Doctor. Bobby Avila, by the way, walked and stole a base his first time up. Opening 9 to Sturdivant, 38 from Sturdivant, 38 pitches, yep. 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts, but no runs. Ground ball to Martin, throws it to Scourin for the out. So those tapes were not kept. It was bulky and expensive, and they needed to be used. So believe it or not, they would film them as a process called a kinescope, and you could always tell a kinescope. And they were distributed to foreign lands, as it were. And so a lot of those 60s episodes of Doctor Who were found in warehouses in Nigeria. Gene Woodling struck out his first time up. Almost intact. When that was the case, they flew them back to Britain so they could be preserved. It is hard to believe. No, on a Fortnite chat, no, not even close. Hard to believe how much technology has changed. Remember creating computer programs on punch cards. My first computer I got 43 years ago, and it was an Apple IIe. There were actually a couple episodes of the Avengers TV show found on video. Wow! That were found on tape. That's amazing. I did not know that. When Scotty worked in Nome in the early 70s, we got TV on tape 2 weeks late. The tape traveled from village to village, game of the week included. The first live event in Hawaii was the 1966 game between Notre Dame and Michigan State. The best copy of Battlestar Galactica TV episode on film was found in Australia, and apparently that's what was used. Yeah, it's amazing. Pitch to Woodling. There's a fly ball to center field. Mantle comes in. You remember those old talk shows, Dinah Shore and Mike Douglas? Mickey makes a sliding catch. Oh, by the way. And the game shows, Hollywood, the nighttime Hollywood Squares, 2 out, by the way. Al Smith 0 for 1. Match game PM. They were bicycled, which meant that you would start in the biggest market, so New York would see them fresh or whatever. And then they would be sent to Albany. And then after they played in Albany, they'd be sent to Burlington. And then they'd be sent off to like Bangor, Maine. And so you look at an old TV guide, and you might see the Mike Douglas show, and you might see 4 different listings for what was on the Mike Douglas show, and that's why. Pitch to Smith. Struck him out. So Sturdivant threw 3. Let's pay attention to the game, Ron. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom 3, no score. It was a classic college game. Yes, you need to send those Nigerian princes money because they had your long-lost Sarah Jane Parker or Sarah Jane Baker episode of Doctor Who. While sitting in an HD release of Star Trek for the Next Generation, there was one episode where the studio couldn't find some of the elements with the conversion. So they used the SD Master. And I've converted those elements. They used a disclaimer with that episode about that. I've heard Mike, Hank Bauer, by the way, Bauer, McDougald, and McMantle win opening 9, 38 pitches, 2 innings, 3 hits. So walk and 2 strikeouts. Bauer walked his first time up. The Next Generation Series pitched to Bauer. Struck him out. That's 3 for win. A 2-2 fastball got on a chase for McDougald, who struck out his first time up. The entire run of Next Generation was shot on film stock, while Voyager was shot on film and then converted to videotape when it was still standard definition, which is why all the Next Generations could be converted to HD, because they had the original film, which you could not do with the standard, even broadcast quality video cassette. I'm sure they use Betamax, right? Pitch to McDougald. Got him. 4 for win. A good morning and a good afternoon. Here's Mickey Mantle. 0 for 1. Win looking to strike out the side here in the third. Walked him. I've been corrected. Mr. Howard tells me it's Sarah Jane Smith. Yes, sir. May a Dalek eliminate and destroy me. Here's Yogi Berra. He's 0 for 1. There is a pop-up right side of Vila into foul territory. A long way to run on this nice afternoon here in New York. And eventually Bobby is either going to make this catch or not. He is, and that'll do. We played 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. A good one between these two tight teams. No score. Digibeta. I just find this stuff fascinating. Can't you tell? I used to watch Morton Downey Jr. after midnight, Todd B. says. When my parents went to bed, you were a bad boy. Were you the one that broke his nose? All you had to do was mention George Hendrick, and you might have thought about going after him. Al Rosen walked his first time up. The Doctor Who watch along on Retro Sports Network. Eliminate, eliminate, destroy, destroy. Pitch to Rosen. There is a high ground ball to third. Carey's got it over to Scourin for the out. There's a reason why Babylon 5 won't release material in high definition. That's because the models were all the special effects were lost. They had no way of using those models and recover it, and it would be too expensive to start over. Yeah, I think DS9, yeah. I'm not sure if that was shot on converted to tape or not. You never know what we're going to talk about here. Preston Ward is 0 for 1. Remember going to the theater when they re-released Star Wars for the 20th anniversary, and they had done the 90 CGI graphics to go along with it. And my wife and I went, not quite. I guess the one surviving print from 77, it was in pretty rough shape. Pitch to Ward. There is a fly ball to right. Seaburn will make the catch for the out. 2 away for Colavito. Rocky struck out his first time up. What'd you do at lunch today? I watched the ball game. It's like the old drive-ins, right? And then we had a great conversation about preserving old television. Pitch to Colavito. Rocky swings a ground ball to third. Carey waits. He'll throw to first. Scourin is there, and Colavito is... No, he's not... Yes, he is. It was a low throw, and Scourin used his lacrosse skills to keep his foot on the bag with the catch. 3.5 in the books. No runs, no hits, no errors. Cleveland nothing. New York nothing. David still has VHS copies of the first 3 Star Wars movies. I saw the first Star Wars movie in '83. I think I saw Return of the Jedi before it debuted on HBO. I'd have to research that one, but I also have a extremely limited DVD release of those movies. One of those extras on one of the box sets. It was something recent. Anyway, back to the replay. Here are the standings because we got to take care of the Dodgers first. They already have clinched a winning record on the year. They have a 14-game lead over Milwaukee, and their magic number is 25. Chicago's tragic number, by the way, is 2. In the American League, it is a 5-team race. The Tigers a half game up on the White Sox, 2 up on Cleveland, 2.5 up on New York, and 4 up on Boston, who still has 3 games in hand. Baltimore, Washington, and Kansas City is waiting for Lenny Dawson. So 5 teams still with a realistic chance of beating Brooklyn in the World Series. Billy Martin singled his first time up. He's 1 for 1. The problem with those transfers is they're not anamorphic, not cleaned up, but they're literally the Laserdisc transfers slapped on DVDs. Oh, yeah. Now, still, at some point, once you get into multiple generations of a product, the Laserdisc was analog. So it's not going to be a clean copy. It's like if I gave you my prized possessions of Pee-wee's Playhouse or something like that. It just isn't going to look good. Pitch to Martin. There is a ground ball to third. Rosen has it. Over to Ward. 1 out. And Barbara still doesn't know what she's wandered into, although her Mets are playing awful well. Bill Skowron singled his first time up, one of the 3 Yankee hits. Wynn winds and fires, and there is a fly ball left field. Woodling waits, and Mean Gene, the left fielding machine, will make the catch, and there's 2 out for Norm Seaburn, who's 0 for 1. Analog video, but digital audio. At least the audio would be good. If you're familiar with the YouTube channel Technology Connections, I love his stuff. He did a 5-parter on... He did a lot of good stuff. If you're looking for the history of broadcast medium and why things work the way they work. Pitch to Seaburn. There is a fly ball center field. Smith waits for it. And Al, you can call him that. He'll make the catch, and that will do. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 5th here in the big old ballpark in the Bronx. No score. So Hegan, Carrasquel, and Wynn to face Sturdivant. Jim singled his first time up. Todd B. watched the movies based on Joe Bob Briggs' reviews back then. Scotty says, I saw the first Star Wars in '77 after my wife gives me some more water. After seeing a Tigers-Mariners game in the Kingdom. Quite a double. I bet it was. Now, I was 5 when that movie came out, which is why they didn't take me. Pitch to Hegan is a fly ball left side, a ground ball to short. Ron's paying attention. And that's an out. You know what? Thank you. It hit the bag at third. That's why it threw me off, and he's out. So 1 out for Carrasquel, who singled his first time up. So I'm sure they figured me at 5 was not going to sit still to watch that. Return of the Jedi I saw in the theater, but I was 12. There is a hard shot to third. Carey grabs it on a hop, throws to Skowron, and Chico is retired. 2 out for Early Wynn, who grounded into a double play his first time up. We're going to have a long recap here in about 4 seconds. Pitch to Wynn is a shot to Martin. Billy on 1 hop, throws to first, and halfway home on a hot summer day in Burlington. No score. The Yankee fans have trickled in the poll. And Scotty was 25. Here's the recap for you. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Cleveland. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Yankees. See you at dinner. The Yankees failed to score in the second on 3 hits. Scotty's my mom's age. And she says hi. Scotty asked me who my favorite subscriber is. I wonder if he was looking for me to say him. It's my mom. She'll watch on delay. Early win, 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Tom Sturdivant, 2-hitter through 5, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. It'll be Carey, Sturdivant, and Bauer to face Wynn here in the 5th. Andy singled his first time up. Greg says, first time I was taken to a theater was for a movie when you were 3 or 4. They played a cartoon prior to the movie, and that dimmed the lights, and I went to sleep. For those of you, too bad Paul isn't here today. First movie I ever went to see was in the unopened Aviation Mall in Queensbury, New York, in 1975. I was almost 3, and I couldn't tell you if it was Pinocchio or Snow White, but I saw them both because Disney re-released them that summer, and so that was the first movie theater I ever went to in the mall. Don't ask me how the popcorn was. Pitch to Carey. That is in the center field. Smith going back. And Al waits and makes the catch. 1 out for Sturdivant, who'll bat here. He struck out his first time up. Epic pitcher's duel here at the stadium. Thank God movies only cost 50 cents. Yep. Demos has been waiting. He's been lurking to say. That's why when the lead runner is out on a ground ball, they say, may the force out is with you. Parallelly can't make it through a movie. We had nice cheapy seats, and they took it out when the grocery store expanded up in the New North End. Pitch to Sturdivant is a ground ball to second. Avila over to Ward for the out. The cat is now settled in here as the wife got called into work. Hank Bauer has walked and struck out. He's 0 for 1. Win, 18 batters, 75 pitches, 4 2/3, 3 hits. He's walked 2 and struck out 4. Fly ball, left field. Woodling retreating. Is he going to have enough room? It's a big old ballpark, as we say. And Gene leans up against the fence and makes the catch. No runs, no. Somebody's going to score here. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 6th, no score. As I burp through it. It'll be Avila who has a stolen base. Woodling and Smith top of the order to face Sturdivant here in the 6th. Bobby 0 for 1. Walked and stole his 12th base. Tom, 18 batters, 75 pitches, 5 innings, 2 hits. He has walked 2 and struck out 3. Fly ball, right field. Seaburn will make the catch. 1 out. I sleep through pretty much anything. After 8 o'clock at night, yeah, I'm dead to the world. Gene Woodling is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. There is a line shot to second. Martin is there, 2 out. Al Smith still on an 11-game hitting streak. He's 0 for 2 with a K. Todd says, last summer I took the granddaughter and wife for some fancy movie theater with surround sound. Total cost for 3 people, popcorn and snacks, $100. You could have just given that to me, and I could have put your granddaughter to sleep really quick. Pitch to Smith. There is a fly ball, right center. Seaburn in the alley should get there. He does, and that'll do. After 5.5, it's the Indians nothing, the Yankees nothing. So McDougal, Mantle, and Barra to face Wynn. Gill 0 for 2. Early has struck him out twice. $100 is a new game and or seasons. Oh, hold on. That's my phone. I have no idea what that number is. Oh, yes I do. Hold on. hold. Hold on one moment. Living on a prayer, are we? I didn't fall asleep. I got to return this phone call here, and I'm on hold. So I don't want to start again. But if you joined us late, there's no score in the bottom of the sixth. Between the Indians and the Yankees, Indians have 2 hits. They've left on 3. The Yankees, no runs, 3 hits, and no errors. And they have left on 4. A streaker? No, just my cat. How long does it take to get to number 1 in the queue? A really fast streaker? I really don't want to start again. Yes, I know. Ooh. Well, that was something that could have been handled by an email. Anyway, here's McDougal. He is 0 for 2, 2 out. You know, it'd be nice if it was at least a cloudy day here in New York, just to go through and say it was a rain delay. But the sun is shining, 84 degrees, clear skies. Wind starts the inning. A ground ball right back to Early, who wasn't late with the throw to Ward, 1 out. The Nigerian prince called? Back on it. Justin, how are you? Yes, in 1956, that could have been handled by a telegram. Mickey Mantle's 0 for 1. He has a walk. Win deals. Mickey hits a ground ball to Avila. Bobby gets it on several hops and can't make a play, and Mantle's going to reach on an error. So for Bobby, that's his 18th error of the year. First of the ball game for anybody. And Yogi Berra is 0 for 2. Did I get the deal out of the encyclopedias? Yes. I went on to a game show and won the complete set of the Encyclopedia Americana. 17 pages of truths. Pitch to Berra. Mantle can steal. Won't this time. Ground ball to second. Avila only has a play at first as Mickey's too fast. Yogi's out. And Mickey is in scoring position. Yankees have stranded 4 in this one. Billy Martin 1 for 2. You remember, I'm sure you had this in Canada too, the grocery stores would run deals for encyclopedia. You'd get the first, like the A volume of the World Book for free, but if you bought enough steak or what have you, you could get, every week they'd release a volume at a discounted price. So you go buy your 12-pack of Schaefer and get the C volume. Pitch to Martin. Billy hits a ground ball to third. Rosen's got it over to Ward. Sing Western Union Man to yourselves. After 6, no score. Al Rosen, Preston Ward, and Rocky Colavito to face Sturdivant here in the 7. Al 0 for 1 with a walk. Sturdivant deals. Ball 4, so Rosen walks again. Third walk for Tom. Here's Ward. Preston 0 for 2. He drops one down. Sturdivant throws to Martin covering, and Preston is retired. Rosen moves up to second. 1 out for the dangerous Colavito, who is 0 for 2 with a K. Now that I'm not a drinker, when I crack open a cold one, it's usually a Pepsi. For those who feel young. We never did the encyclopedias that way. I forget how my mother... Collier's is what my mother got. But yeah, you could find... And they weren't necessarily the whole 27,000 volumes either. It was probably, some abridged encyclopedia. But you can get them. That or some cornet plates. Pitch to Colavito. There is a line shot to center. Mantle is there, and Mickey makes the catch. 2 out. For Hegan, Jim 1 for 2 with a single. Parallel used to work at a grocery store when you were in high school. I spent a lot of time surfing or sorting soda bottles. See, Scotty got this full set of Funkin' Wagnalls from Ed McMahon's porch under a mayonnaise jar at Safeway in the 60s. Pitch to Hegan. There is a ground ball to third. Carey's got it over to Skowron for the out. Stretch time, no score. That would be interesting. How would you model the Savannah Bananas? In any game. That'd be fun. No, I didn't attend the movie festival. Oh, the Moxie Festival? No, I didn't. I saw someone posted a picture of that. Skowron 1 for 2. Skowron, Seaburn, and Carey. here in the 7th off an early win. There is a hard ground ball foul. First base side. Somebody from Bed-Stuy may now play. Might have been a scout for the Dodgers. The 1-2. Got him. That's 5 for a win. Moose swung at it and came out empty. Here's Seaburn. Norm 0 for 2. Mr. DeMarco, if you're still here, the 2017 Nationals picked up their 4th loss. Now, you'll find this funny. We beat Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers, but lost to Chris Capu. But Steven Strasburg goes 7 innings, doesn't allow an earned run, and gets beat 3-1. Baseball's a funny game. Norm Seaburn is 0 for 2. And he draws the walk. So the 12 Nats are now 18-4. Incredible. They're not going to get to 35-5. Andy Carey 1 for 2. He's got himself a single. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th in a scoreless game between these two teams. Left center field, Woodling. He's got a ton of room out there. And Gene makes an easy catch. And Seaburn goes back to the bag. Oh, you posted it. Is what you sent me in the mail Moxie related? Here's start of it. He will stay in the ball game. He's throwing a 2-hitter. 0 for 2 with a K. 35. They would need to go 17-1 now. It's a possibility. They are good, but they aren't that good. Pitch to Sturdivant. Struck him out. That is 6 for a win, and we're through 7. Pitcher's duel in New York. No runs, no hits, no errors. Indians nothing, Yankees nothing. So Carrasquel win in Avila to face Sturdivant here in the 8th. Chico is 1 for 2. Oh, it's Vermont related. Coming today. Oh, okay. My wife would go to the mail and go, what the hell did you get? There is a ground ball to short. McDougald will grab it. Throws it to Skowron. 1 out. Early win is 0 for 2. He is grounded into a double play. Stays in the game. High ground ball to Skowron. 2 out. For Bobby Avila, 0 for 2. A walk and a stolen base. You got me curious now. There is a fly ball left field. Bauer racing back. That is well hit. But it's a big park. It may be a small world, but it's a big park, and Bauer makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the 8th. We've had 5 hits in this one. No score. So, win 27 batters, 7 innings, 116 pitches, 3 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Okay, at a yard sale. I can't wait to see what this is. Bowers walked and struck out. He's 0 for 2. High ground ball to short. Carrasquel waits. Throws to Ward. And Bowers retired. 1 out for McDougald, who was struck out twice. He's 0 for 3. So early win, and Tom Sturdivant matching bagels here in New York. Center field, Smith. Waits. Got it. 2 out for Mickey Mantle, who drew a walk and reached on the air. So he's technically 0 for 2, although he's reached 2 out of 3 times today. No more hints. Okay, I'm not looking for any more. I can't wait to see it now. Pitch to Mantle. Mickey draws the walk. Brings up Yogi Berra, 4th walk for win. Do we hit and run here? I think we hit and run. Yogi 0 for 3. Hit and run is on. Throw down to Carrasquel. Mantle. Nope. They got him. Can't manufacture one. After 8, no score. So we go to the 9th. Woodling, Smith, and Rosen. You got to try it. Yogi puts one in play. Mantle at good speed. He could score. And it appears, I'll say this now in the ninth, whoever scores first is probably going to win this. Woodling 0 for 3. Gene into right. Seaburn. Going back. Nam. Gone. So Ron makes the error, and the Indians make him pay. Woodling 301 feet down the line and right, and it's 1-0 Cleveland. And Yankee Stadium is stunned. He got some good wood on it. Okay. You win. So 1-0 Cleveland. Here's Smith. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. That's a base hit into right center field. Mantle will grab it on a let it get past, and Smith's on second with a double. His 20th double of the year. Thing is, with a Yankee pen, it's pretty shaky. So they go out to talk to Sturdivant, and Sturdivant says, I'm not tired. It'll be Rip Coleman the next game for the Yankees, so they could go with Tommy Byrne. Bob Grant. No, they're going to have to go with Tommy Byrne. The Sturdivant wants Rosen, who is 0 for 1 with 2 walks. 1-0 Indians. Fly ball, left field. Bauer should get there. Strides in the corner, makes the catch, and there's finally an out. So this one has been pretty tight. 1-0 Cleveland. It'll be Barra, Martin, and Skowron for New York in the ninth. Ward 0 for 2. Sturdivant deals, and he walked him, and that'll be it for Sturdivant. The good news is, if you're a Yankee fan, you've set up the double play. Kenny Kuhn will pinch run. Kenny, dapper looking kid. And they're thinking that too. So Colavito at the plate. We've already made our mound trip. It'll be Tommy Byrne coming in for Casey Stengel. Byrne is 37. He is a fastball pitcher at 84 and a ground ball pitcher. He's got one more start in his arm. He is 7-1 on the replay with a 1.76 ERA, and he technically has closed out 4 games with saves. He last pitched on the 19th against Baltimore, went 2 innings and a 5-1 loss, but he gave up 2 runs, both earned on 2 hits, 45 pitches. He walked 3 and struck out 2. Overall, Byrne leads a wild, wild life. 82 innings, 61 hits, 20 runs, 16 earned. He's allowed 2 homers. He has walked 33 and struck out 44. So Smith on second, Kuhn on first, and Colavito trying to give Cleveland an insurance run. In New York, that would be New York life, wouldn't it? Pitch to Colavito is a fly ball to left. Bauer, that's well hit. Bauer is going back, and that is going to be gone. Colavito made him pay. And that's why they don't call it MetLife. So a 3-run homer from Colavito, and the Indians go up 4-0. If the Yankees have an Achilles heel in 1956, it's the bullpen. I'm not sure if they get to the World Series. That was indeed a rocky start from Tommy Byrne, who they would trust to close out games. We're not talking necessarily, the 1-inning modern closer, but if you need to get 6 to 9 outs. I don't know who you go with. Here's Hegan. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Blame the pitching coach. Traffic was horrible, Triple G says. Pitch to Hegan. Walked him. I mean, seriously, I think if the Yankees fall short, you're watching why. Not necessarily Byrne. I mean, he has an ERA of 187. But they don't really have anybody to trust late in the ballgame. Carrasqual 1 for 3 with a single. I often blame myself there, Paul. Pitch to Chico. Walked him. In the paper tomorrow, it's going to look like Cleveland blew him out. This was a scoreless game. Early win is 0 for 3. There's still only 1 out, and the Indians have 4 in the inning. Up the middle, might be 2. McDougald. Nope, they don't get Carrasquel. They do throw to Scour, and Early is retired. 2 out for Avila, who was 0 for 3. He has walked and stolen a base. 4 runs, all through home runs. A solo shot for Woodling, and a 3-run bomb from Colavito. High ground ball to Martin. Billy throws to first, and that'll do. So, however, the Indians get 4 runs on 3 hits and no errors. And so Early Win's going to try to close this out. It's the Indians 4, the Yankees nothing. A late loss for the Yankees, an early win for Cleveland. You guys that was good. It'll be Barra, Martin, and Scour, and Yogi 0 for 3. We tried to hit and run with Mantle, and that's how the wheels just kind of came off on this one. Yogi hits a ground ball to third. Rosen's got it over to Wirtz, who's now at first. He's a 5, and there's 1 out. 4 to tie, 5 to win. Here's Billy Martin 1 for 3. 210. Do I got any better here? Not really. So Martin stays. A late win for Early Win. Early deals. Ground ball to Carrasquel. Wirtz to the bag. Chico throws. And it is now last chance saloon time for Cleveland. Or for the Yankees, who have been held to 3 hits. Scourin, Martin, and Carey, if you must know. Scourin 1 for 3 with a single. So here's the Moose. Does he get loose? High ground ball to Rosen. Line drive. Makes the catch, and the Indians win it. So the Yankees bullpen coughs up a hairball. And the cat knows all about hairball. She's asleep. And so a 4-0 easy peasy win, as it turns out. 2 hours and 54 fake minutes. 4 runs, 5 hits, an error for Cleveland. Early Win is going to get your Digital Advice MVP. Cleveland left on 6. The Yankees, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. And they leave on 6. Win 9 innings in picking up his 16th win of the year. He allowed 3 hits, he walked 4 and struck out 6. Sturdivant pitched all right. 8 1/3, 4 hits. He is charged with 3 runs. He gave up the home run to Woodling. He walked 4 and struck out 3. Then Tommy Byrne, a wild life. 1 hit, 2/3 of an inning. The home run to Colavito, and he walked 2. So the Yankees fall to 65 and 55 and fall to 3 back. The rest of this Wednesday in baseball, now the White Sox and Red Sox have a doubleheader. The Red Sox win the opener 9-7. Nixon the 1, going 8-6. Billy Pierce falls to 12 and 11, and Nellie Fox goes 4 for 4. However, they split The White Sox win the second one 10-5. Jerry Stanley goes to 7-0. Hurd 5-5. And Hatfield makes a fine pork roast 2-for-4, 7th, and drives in 2. Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh 4-3. Black 3-2. Bob Friend 12-12. To Glazewski 4-for-4. Big Glue hit his 29th. Philly beat Chicago 6-2. Harvey Haddix gets the win 10-8. Rush falls to 11-11. Kellert 3-for-4 with a triple. Taylor Phillips throws a 3-hitter. Eddie Matthews drives in his 100th. And Milwaukee beats the Giants 4-1. Littlefield takes the loss 2-5. Bobby Thompson, who knows a thing or two about the Giants, 2-for-3, hits his 12th with a double. Baltimore in 12 beats, or 11 rather, beats Kansas City 2-1. Zuvering 8-10. Mick Mahan 3-3, and Skeezis 2-for-5, hits his 7th. Detroit beats Washington 8-5. Foytak goes to 13-8. Stone falls to 5-7. Seavers 2-for-4, hits his 24th, drives in 2. And last but not least, the Brave deficit's now 13 as the Cardinals. Stan the Man drives in his 100th. How about that? Beats the Dodgers 9-6. Paholski 11-9. Roger Craig falls to 12-6. Duke Snyder hits his 46th of the year. Goes 3-for-4 and drives in 2. Well, we're together Thursday. Brooklyn and Cincinnati from Crossley Field. Magley and Jansen. Until then, I'm Ron Zucker. Thank you so much for watching. Well, we'll do a couple more NL games, but yeah, it is tighter than a tick with five teams within 4.5 games. So the penciled in game for Friday are the White Sox and the Yankees. Dick Donovan and Whitey Ford. So, all right. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon. Stay cool. Have a good one, everybody.